mention the stuff that I didn't buy, but things you should keep an eye out for at Trader Joe's. The first one is the reduced guilt guacamole. If you are a guacamole fanatic like I am, I absolutely love avocados. I love guacamole, but it's really hard for me to fit that fat content into my macros right now. So I haven't had like a real avocado in forever. But they're so good for you because they have so much healthy fat and omega-3s and omega-6s, I think, and all things that are essential to your body. So the reduced guilt guacamole has way less fat, I think for like 3 tablespoons, which is actually a lot. You don't think it is, but it is a lot. It's maybe like 4 grams fat, 5 grams fat. It's so easy to fit in. It's super flavorful. I really enjoy it. I eat it with egg whites. I eat it with chips that I'll show you I get there. I eat it with tacos. So many different things. Definitely keep an eye out for that. The other thing is the low-fat mozzarella shreds, and they don't have any carbs, which I don't understand how, but they don't. So keep an eye out for those. Definitely a great cheese to add into your diet, and they have a great texture too, which you don't find a lot with low-fat cheeses. The next one is the chocolate low-fat granola with chocolate clusters and chunks. Delicious. I love to eat it with Greek yogurt and the peanut butter that you can find at Trader Joe's that I'll mention in a little while. So totally something you should keep an eye out for. And the last thing, or actually 2 more, dill pickle flavored popcorn. If you love dill pickles like I do, or you're just a pregnant woman, this is a great option. It's a little bit higher in fat, but it's a big bag that you can get for like, I think it's $1.50 maybe. It's super cheap. The popcorn, they're like really big, super puffed. I really enjoy it. Really good flavor. Totally something to look for. And the last thing is the frozen vegetable lasagna. The one thing with that is you have to, portion it out into the correct serving sizes. It's not super high in protein because it's vegetable lasagna, so I typically add a meat with it, but it's definitely flavorful. Tastes like I'm eating normal lasagna. Really good texture. I really like it. It's something easy to throw into the microwave if you're having like a rough day and you just don't have time. So those are, I think I named 5 of them, things that you should look out for. I didn't purchase today just because I didn't need them, but they are some of my favorites. Okay, so as for the things that I purchased today or had in the house, I'll start with the peanut butter that I showed you. It's called Crunchy Salted Peanut Butter with Flax and Chia Seeds. So it contains 320 milligrams of alpha-linoleic acid omega-3 fatty acid per serving, and a serving is 2 tablespoons, typical of peanut butter. And alpha-linoleic acid is a really, really great omega-3. I believe it's actually one of the essential ones that you need to get through your diet. Your body's not going to produce it. So that's great, and it comes obviously from the flax and the chia seeds. I love that this has, the crunchy type texture to it. Since, it has 14 grams fat per 2 tablespoons, that's a lot of fat for me right now. That's about half my day in fat. So I typically would do maybe half a tablespoon or 1 tablespoon, but the fact that it's so crunchy, it feels like I'm eating more of it. It feels a little bit more volume. It's delicious. I love it. I know everyone's all about those like flavored peanut butters, which I really do love them too, but this is just so natural and it's salted, so it's got a little bit, of a kick to it. I like to pair this with the chocolate granola that I mentioned earlier and Greek yogurt, and that's like a great breakfast for me. I feel really satisfied after that. Okay. Then I just got some frozen Brussels sprouts. I love to just have these in the house, in the freezer, in case I need them. Basically, 1 Brussels sprout is 1 carb. So however many Brussels sprouts you want, that's how many carbs you're going to get. Minimal protein because it's, a vegetable. But these are great. I also got baby carrots. I love to just munch on these by themselves. 3 ounces, which is actually a good serving size, is only 8 grams of carbs. My trainer, she actually broils them, and you can do a lot of stuff when you broil them. You can make them savory, you can make them more sweet with maybe like a little stevia and cinnamon, maybe throw in some cranberries. You have a lot of options when you cook them, what you want to do with them. I got my zucchini because I love zucchini. It's a great vegetable. You can spiralize it. I typically just dice it and add it to omelets, add it to my spinach that I saute. Add it to really anything. I've made zotes with it before, which is when you dice it up really, 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 really tiny and mix it with oatmeal and egg whites. I throw in some peanut butter, some banana, and you got like a high volume food for a low amount of carbs. So one thing I always like to pick up when I'm at Trader Joe's is their organic reduced sugar preserves. I picked up the raspberry flavor today, but they also have apricot, they have strawberry, they have other flavors that aren't low sugar, but I prefer the low sugar one. I'm supposed to watch my sugars, especially with my insulin resistance and stuff like that. So if I can find something that's reduced sugar and also doesn't have any artificial sweeteners in it to make up for that sugar, I'm on board. So this has 7 grams of carbs in 1 tablespoon and 6 grams sugar, whereas typically a regular preserve would have probably 12 grams of sugar, so double that, and double the amount of carbs as well. So I like this. Like I said, there's no artificial sweeteners in it, and it still tastes really sweet and fresh. And that's one thing that I try to stress to people is that fruit is already sweet. Like there's no need to add all this sugar on top of fruit. Fruit is sugar. It's sweet. Like there's no need to add anything to it. So that's why I really like this. Polenta. I love the texture of polenta. Anything that's typical or like similar to mashed potatoes or oatmeal or grits, I really like. I like to make polenta with green beans and sliced almonds and Frank's Red Hot's buffalo wing sauce and ground turkey. I know that that's like the weirdest combination, but I just love, love, love how it tastes. And polenta's pretty low in carbs. For 1/5 of this package, it's 14 grams carbs, compared to like a brown rice that for a 1/4 cup would be maybe like 28 grams carbs, 30 grams carbs. So definitely something that I really like to keep around for low carb days because it's still really filling. Rice cauliflower along with polenta is a low carb food. For 3/4 cups, it's 4 grams of carbs. It's a volume food. You can do so much with it. You can make it like mashed potatoes. You can add some cheese to it. You can put it in a stir fry in place of brown rice. Like you have so many options with this. I buy the frozen one just so it doesn't go bad and I can use it whenever I want to, and I can use as much as I want to or as little as I want to and still have some left over if I need to. These I love to get at Trader Joe's. They are pre-packaged chicken breast tenderloins, and the one thing I love about them, there's no preservatives, there's no MSG, no added hormones, and they're individually frozen. So I can just take out one the night before and defrost it and still have a bunch left that aren't going to go bad. So I really like that. They also have thigh meat, chicken breast rib meat. They have a lot of options like this. I just like the tenderloins. I like that there's no added hormones. One thing, especially with my PCOS, is that my hormones are all out of whack. I mean, now they're more in tune now with each other, but I really have to watch those things. And what people don't realize is if you're giving hormones to your chickens and your turkeys and then we're eating them, we're basically consuming whatever they consumed. So I really like to get, antibiotic-free, hormone-free meat if I can. So along with those frozen chicken breast tenderloins, I also got fresh meat that I'll just end up freezing anyway. I got boneless, skinless turkey breast cutlets. I typically don't find turkey breast cutlets anywhere, but sometimes I get tired of chicken, I get tired of ground turkey. So I thought this was a great option to try. I could do different things with it. It's low fat, it's 1 gram of fat per 4 ounces. and 28 grams protein. So I really wanted to try this out. And then I also just got, you know, your typical 99% fat-free ground turkey. It's minimally processed, no artificial ingredients, and the turkeys are raised cage-free, it says, in open barns where they can move about freely as they wish. So we're being humane to the turkeys, which is really good. So yeah, those were the meat purchases. And then just your typical, I got, you know, great produce, spinach and spring mix. Spinach, I'm on like a spinach kick lately. I like to saute it, just like a little olive oil spray, the non-calorie one, and put some garlic in there, put some spices, some Italian spice, some salad seasoning from Mrs. Dash, I think it is, Salad Supreme or whatever. And then I'll just eat that with like grilled chicken and pasta, and it's literally delicious. Or I'll throw it in omelets. You can make a salad with it. You can do a lot with spinach. And spring mix, it's always good to have salad around, get your micronutrients. I typically use the Bolthouse salad dressings or the Maple Grove Farms low-fat or non-fat salad dressings. Those are easy to fit into my macros. So I just like to pick up salad whenever I can. These are pretty cheap. They're like $1.50 per bag, and they keep for a really long time. Like, for some reason, everywhere else that I buy bags of salad and spinach, they go bad in like a day, but these last forever, so I like to pick those up. Another frozen thing that I just had in the house, it's called Melodious Blend. It's green garbanzo beans, red and green lentils with a touch of tomatoes and olive oil. So yeah, I could make this myself, but this is easy. I always will have it as something I can go to in my freezer. 1 cup is 4.5 grams fat, 29 grams carbs, and 12 grams protein. So I would probably add a meat with it to get some more protein, but it has 11 grams of fiber in it. That means this is going to keep you full for a really long time. And lentils and, what else did I say? Garbanzo beans. Those are fibrous foods, like I said, but they're going to break down slower in your body. So even though they're a little bit higher carb-wise, they're going to break down slowly and not raise your blood sugar. Here's another frozen food I like to have. It's just cauliflower and broccoli with a bit of garlic butter sauce. In 1 cup, it's 4.5 grams fat, 6 grams carbs, and 2 grams protein. So not always the easiest to fit in fat-wise for me, but it's nice to just have in the house that it's easy to throw in the microwave, it's easy to pair with chicken or meat, and just be done. So yeah. 2 spices that I love, garlic. Garlic is the #1 thing for me. I'm on such a garlic kick lately. I put this on everything. I put it on omelets, I put it on spinach, I put it on chicken, I put it on, what else do I eat? Ground turkey. It goes on literally everything because it's flavorful, it's delicious, and I love it. So I definitely picked up some of that. I go through this like no one's business. And then chili lime seasoning blend. I already had this. I actually got it, the idea, I learned about it from Britt Brink. I'll put her tag on the bottom. She typically makes shredded chicken with this, and then makes tacos, uses the reduced guilt guacamole I talked about, and has like a taco night. She also uses the chips, which I'm going to mention in a minute, and it's just super flavorful. It's not, okay, so I mentioned the tortilla chips, and what they're actually called, they're baked blue corn tortilla chips that are salted. So these are super low fat for 18 chips, which is about, I want to say 1 ounce. Yeah, it's about 1 ounce. There's only 2 grams of fat. So that's awesome. Chips on the market nowadays have anywhere from 7+ grams of fat per 1 ounce. And who even eats 1 ounce? I mean, I do because I measure it out, but let's be real. No one really eats 1 ounce of chips. So this is a great option. They do actually taste really good. Since they're salted, they have a little bit more of a kick to them. I can eat them by themselves. Sometimes I'll crumble them up and put them on a salad or eat them on the side with tacos or with shredded chicken. There's a lot that you can do with these, so I really like these. This is something my mom got me. I haven't really used it yet, It is brown rice and quinoa spaghetti pasta for 1/8 of the package, which is 1 cup cooked. It has 43 grams of carbs, 1.5 grams fat, and 5 grams protein. So carb-wise, it's a little bit difficult for me to fit in, but that's also per 1 cup. I probably wouldn't eat 1 cup of this. I probably would eat maybe half a cup. But I don't even remember. Obviously, I used it because it's open, but I don't remember when that was. So if you've tried this and you have good recipes or you have something to tell me about it, please comment. When I do try it, I will let you all know how it is. So going along with pastas, this is another pasta. I've yet to try it, but I saw it and I decided I was going to test it out. It is organic black bean rotini, gluten-free, 3/4 of a cup. It has 1.5 grams fat, 35 grams carbs, and 14 grams protein. I don't know if you've ever found pasta that has that much protein in it. So that's what really drew me to this. It's not horribly high in carbs for pasta. It's a little bit high for me personally, but now that we're reverse dieting, I get more macros, so I'll be able to fit some of this in. So I'm excited to see how it tastes and how it cooks. The ingredients are just organic black bean flour, and that's it. So it's really simple. There's no horrible ingredients in it, and I will be excited to show you some new recipes with this. These are 2 other grains I like to keep around. I don't go through them that quickly, so these were already in my house. It's 10-minute farro and 10-minute barley. They look like this, little packages. Farro and barley are very high in carbs. Like for a half a cup, it's 59 grams carbs, but they're also high in protein. Like the barley has 7 grams protein and the farro has 10 grams protein. So these are kind of difficult for me to fit in because they are such high carb, but they're also a little bit higher in fiber. Barley has 10 grams fiber, farro has 5 grams fiber. So these are your complex carbs. These are the carbs that are going to break down slowly and keep you fuller longer. So I do like to incorporate these whenever I can on my high carb days, just because, you know, I don't think it, like every once in a while you can have your ice cream or your froyo or whatever other types of carbs you want to have on a high carb day. But especially for me, I just try to eat things that aren't going to spike my blood sugar because that is a big concern for me. So those are definitely a go-to for me. Okay, last but surely not least is the organic creamy tomato soup, low sodium. I purchased this a little while ago just because I knew that coming up winter, there's going to be a rainy or a snowy Saturday afternoon when all I want is tomato soup and a grilled cheese. And I'm going to be so annoyed that I don't have soup in the house. So I bought this creamy tomato soup. One thing that you often see with canned soup or packaged soup like this is they're so high in sodium because they need to, you know, preserve it because it's a non-perishable. But my body doesn't respond well to sodium. My body hates sodium. I retain so much water when I have a lot of sodium, which is typical, but I like to the nth degree retain water and will be like 6 pounds heavier for a good week. So I try to buy low sodium options. So for this one, 1 cup has 3.5 grams fat, 15 grams carbs, and 2 grams protein. And it only has 8 grams sugar, which is pretty good because tomatoes have sugar in them. So that's something with tomato soup, with tomato sauce, things like that. I have to watch the sugars. So this is gluten-free, in case y'all were wondering, but it's organic. There's not really that many weird ingredients. They all are natural ingredients. I like to eat tomato soup by itself. I might throw some spices in it, maybe my like bacon spice that I have. But some people, I've seen some recipes where they cook this in the crock pot with like tortellini and stuff. So super interesting. You can make a stew with this and use it as your base. There's a lot that you can do with packaged soups like this, but just watch your sodiums. Sodium. So basically that was my Trader Joe's haul. I know that was a lot of products that I went through, but these things are going to last me forever. Like, just for example, this barley and farro I've had for over a year because they don't go bad, and you can keep them in your cabinet, and whenever you're low on other food, that's your go-to. So I like to keep things around in my house that I can always go to in case I'm running low or I forget to grab something at the store. I have options. Because as they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. Or whatever that saying is. So, if you didn't see some products that you think I should invest in at Trader Joe's, or you have any questions about what you saw, or you have awesome recipes for some of these products, please, please, please share. Also, please subscribe to my channel. There will be much more videos coming up soon. I want to do more grocery hauls. If I go to Aldi's, I actually do some food shopping at Walmart now. They have some fun products now, surprisingly. And just some other stores around here. I want to show you more recipes, more workouts, more fun things like that. And you'll get a glimpse into prepping for a bikini show once that starts in December, a few months from now. So stay tuned.